All right. Um, we're now on to step 4. Perform a banner grab, i.e., fingerprinting, i.e., find what operating systems are running on those interesting machines. Remember, step 1, look for life on the network. You can use ping, probably better off using Nmap. That tends to be a little bit noisy at times. Step 2, discover any open ports. That's kind of one of the key ones. We found life. Now we're looking at open ports. Step 2, we're using a full TCP/IP three-way handshake. Again, tends to be very noisy. IDSs might have a little issues with that. 3, be stealthy. The quieter you are, the more you can hear, and you don't want to be discovered. 4, we're at perform banner grabbing, meaning we want to see what operating systems are running on those particular machine. That might be a little bit of interest for us. To do that, we're going to use our Nmap and spell it correctly. And we're going to use that stealth scan. We like that a lot better than the three-way handshake. And how do we determine the operating systems? Well, again, through practice and learning and stuff like that. But in this regard, we're going to go up to our nmap.org organization and OS detection. Fingerprinting is determining the operating system associated with that given machine. And there's a bunch of switches we can use, tries, maximal tries. Again, it is a full scripting language. But for this demonstration, let's just enable OS detection, all right? Just basically turn it on, and when we do the scan, start doing some of the little tricks that they want to do to see if those devices will tell us what operating systems they are running on. All right, let's do again, sorry for the dark purple there. Let's do that very, very first one. Now, I know it's not a valid target, right? But I'm just kind of curious. Hmm. Gives us a lot of information there. Basically, again, we have ports open. We have MAC addresses. That could be interesting. We do some ARP attacks or anything like that. We see that we have port 53 open. We see that it's a browser. We also have port 80 open, so we use as a web server. But it's down here, right? This is the information that we're looking for. It's currently running FreeBSD 11.x. There's other pertinent information. It's actually running 11.2. Later on, we might want to go and look to see if there's any known vulnerabilities associated with FreeBSD 11.2. This is important information that we have. Let's look at 4. 4 is kind of that big blood in the water. Something very, very interesting might be going on with 4. We'll see the open ports again. In this scan, again, what we're curious about is this particular information here. This is basically saying that given machine is running a Linux 2.6.x. It's actually running some version of 2.6.9 through 2.6.33. We would write that information down. We're keeping all this inside a logbook. And then later on, not for these videos, but later on, maybe we could investigate if there's any vulnerabilities associated with those given operating systems. Yes, operating systems may have vulnerabilities. Let's clear the screen again, and let's do number 6, or address 6. 6 is a little bit different. Now 6 is somewhat intriguing because there's no open ports. They're not responding to the ICMP. The actual operating system, it seems like there's too many fingerprints or too many things associated with that host to really give us specific information. Again, I would write that in my log, right? somebody's doing something with that machine that maybe they're kind of hiding it. Now they're really trying to obfuscate it a little bit, hide it from it. I still like 4 better. 4 just seems like, boy, that's a weak system. 6, somebody's beefing that thing up, right? We may never find out information about 6 because probably the person that developed 6 and worked on 6 said, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to protect it the best I can. So 6 is not a red herring, but 6 is telling me that that's probably a server that we have interest in. Now, some people, on the same lines of logic, some people may say 4. Do 4 again. 4 might be a honeypot. We didn't talk too much about honeypots in this course, but in the Security Plus course, we do talk about honeypots. Honeypots are machines that they do a bunch of things. Generally speaking, a honeypot is designed either for attackers to think that's a legitimate victim and they go after it. And by doing that, the attackers are going after the honeypot, not after real devices. They get the name honeypot from the classic Disney version of Winnie the Pooh, where he gets stuck in the honey pot hole or whatever thing. So they say if the attackers are attacking a honeypot, they're not attacking the real machines over here. But there's another usage for honeypots. It allows security investigators to see what's currently going on in the hacking world. So a lot of times these honeypots may not show up as vulnerable machines. They may show up as normal machines that maybe strike the interest of somebody. Maybe IP6, the machine that's at 10.00.6, why is somebody hiding that? That might be something that as a hacker, I'm really curious about. Why are they really hacking it? And maybe, just maybe, the network individuals intentionally harden that machine to kind of see if people would try to attack it. And as people try to attack it, they learn the methodology of the attackers. Not so much the case in this. This is all about demonstrations. 6 is not a honeypot, but in a real wild, it may have been. 4 is way too vulnerable. There's just way too many things out there for it to really be a honeypot, but it's way too vulnerable. Somebody messed up, or maybe it could even be a practice machine or something like that. So, step 1, 5-line machines. Ping, nmap-hp, do ranges. Step 2, discover open ports. See what's out there using that 3-way handshake, the -ST, using a 3-way handshake. 3, gotta start being stealthy. All right, all these things, the first 2 can be very loud, very noisy. So by default, the scan is actually using the -SS for stealth. That doesn't really establish, it uses a 2-way handshake, so we know that the ports are open. We just don't finish off the handshake. We're on to step 4, which is look to see what operating systems are running on those particular machines. They call that either banner grabbing or fingerprinting, but operating system detection. We keep building upon this information. So that being said, we are definitely learning stuff. Let's go out and learn some